Hi all my dear students, I'm Amit Ajmani, your science faculty, and I welcome you all to Sri Jindra Rank Zone classes. Now guys, we have completed up the chapter acid, bases and salts in the previous lecture, and as always, now we'll be discussing about a few questions related to this particular chapter. Before doing this, once again the same instructions that I have always been giving. Just take out a register and a pen. Whenever whatever questions we are discussing, give the reply before I tell you the answer. If you know the answer, perfectly fine. Match it with the answer I am telling. If it is correct, good. If not, then in that case, try to relate what is the answer I am telling you and what was the answer you thought, and why your answer was incorrect and my answer is correct. What is the difference? And wherever any point in time you feel like noting down anything, you can note down in your register for future reference, right? So with these words, let us start up with the questions. This is a very important chapter having so many topics in it. That is why there are so many questions which come from this particular chapter. They have been coming since the past few years. We'll be discussing one by one all of them. The first question is, which of the following acid is present in sour milk? In sour milk, we know that it is the lactic acid which is present in curd and sour milk, right? Acetic acid is present in vinegar. Tartaric acid is present in some edible fruits, and citric acid in citrus fruits. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is not an organic acid? We know what are organic acids. The plants and the animal derived acids are organic acids. Second thing, the weak acids are organic acids. Among these, carbonic acid is a weak acid. This is methanoic acid present in the ant sting, organic acid. This is acetic acid present in vinegar, weak acid. HCl. This HCl is not an organic acid. It is a mineral acid. Okay. So our correct answer is HCl. Let us come to the third question. Which of the following acids is used in inverter batteries? So you need to relate that it is the sulfuric acid which is used in inverter batteries. Right? Next question. Acids are always stored in containers made up of. Is it plastic? No, acids are corrosive. They will just burn the plastic. Is it glass? Yes, we can store in glass. Metals? No. Why? Because metals react with acids to form poisonous salts. Clay, you can't store it in clay, right? That is porous. So our correct answer is glass. Acids are always stored in containers made up of glass or ceramic. Both you need to relate and remember. In this particular question, it is glass is our option. Otherwise, maybe if ceramic is given anywhere, you can mark ceramic. Fine. Next question. Acids turn blue litmus to. I think the simplest question we'll ever find. Acids always convert blue litmus into red. Right? So this is our correct answer. Which of the following is a weak acid? Now we know that weak acids are organic acids. Here we have got CH3COOH. This is acetic acid. HCl hydrochloric acid, H2SO4 sulfuric acid, HNO3 nitric acid. So among these, this HCl, H2SO4, HNO3 are all mineral acids. Only one acid is organic acid, that is acetic acid, and therefore it is our answer because organic acids are weak acids. Okay. Next, which of the following is a chemical symbol or chemical formula of gypsum? Now, what is gypsum? Gypsum is CaSO4 dot 2H2O, calcium sulfate dihydrate, right? CaSO4, half H2O, this was basically POP. Copper sulfate pentahydrate, this is blue vitriol, and this is ferrous sulfate heptahydrate. So gypsum is calcium sulfate dihydrate. Okay. Next, who proposed pH scale? pH scale was proposed by Sorensen. Okay, we already know the answer, I suppose. Next, a water soluble base is known as an alkali. Alkalis are water soluble bases. Which base is insoluble in water? This we have studied while doing this particular topic, that copper oxide is insoluble in water. Ammonium hydroxide, sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, they are all soluble. In fact, sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide are alkalis also, right? Next question. Bases turn red litmus into blue, of course. We know it. Now, which of the following is a dibasic acid? Now, the dibasic acid is CO2. Among these, H3PO4 is phosphoric acid, HCl is hydrochloric acid, N2 is nitrogen molecule, and CO2 is our dibasic acid. Next question. Which gas will be evolved when a metal is reacted with some mineral acids? Any metal we can take. For example, if we are taking sodium, we could have taken zinc, copper, potassium, anything, right? Any reactive metal, not copper, sodium, potassium, zinc, iron. We'll take any mineral acid, let us say sulfuric acid. Now when metals will react, they will displace hydrogen, and it will be sodium sulfate that will be formed. And because always out of acids hydrogen will be displaced, therefore the gas evolved when we react a metal with some mineral acid is always hydrogen gas, right? Next, which acid is present in red ant? In ants, it is the formic acid, which is also known as methanoic acid. So, formic acid or methanoic acid is present in ant stings, red ants. Next question. Which type of substances feel soapy on touching it? These are the bases. This is a characteristic property of base, that bases are soft and slippery to touch. They are soapy to touch. Okay. Next, which of the following acid is present in vinegar? We have already discussed in the above questions. It is the acetic acid which is present in vinegar, and the formula for acetic acid is CH3COOH. You should also relate through the formulas. This is basically the acetic acid, CH3COOH. Okay. Next, which of the following acid is used in fire extinguishers? This we have studied under the topic the uses of baking soda. Baking soda along with sulfuric acid is used in fire extinguishers, soda acid type fire extinguishers. So it is sulfuric acid. Okay. Next question. When oxygen dissolves in water, the acid formed is oxygen dissolves in water. It should be, I think, sulfur dioxide. There is some misprinting, because oxygen getting dissolved in water, why an acid will be formed? So it is sulfur dioxide actually, right? When sulfur dioxide reacts with water, it forms H2SO3, and this H2SO3 is sulfurous acid, right? So this is sulfur dioxide. Some misprinting in the question, I suppose. So when sulfur dioxide dissolves in water, the acid formed is sulfurous acid. It's not sulfuric acid. It is sulfurous acid H2SO3. Clear? Next question. Soft drinks like Pepsi or Cola, they contain which acid? Acetic acid. CH3COOH is acetic acid. No, this is in vinegar. HNO3, nitric acid, strong acid, we cannot even think of drinking it. Sulfuric acid, strong acid, mineral acid, it is the carbonic acid, H2CO3. How? Because carbon dioxide under pressure is put in these liquid drinks containing water. So when carbon dioxide reacts with water, it gets dissolved and it forms H2CO3. This is our carbonic acid. So this carbonic acid is present in all aerated soft drinks like cola and Pepsi. Next, which of the following is a hydrated salt? What is a hydrated salt? The salt which contains water of crystallization. So among these, only this B option, MgSO4.7H2O, that is magnesium sulfate heptahydrate, is a hydrated salt. Rest of these, calcium hydroxide, magnesium carbonate, barium carbonate, they are all without water of crystallization, and these salts without water of crystallization are known by the name of dry salts or anhydrous salts. So this is the correct option of this particular question. This is magnesium sulfate. 7 molecules of water of crystallization are there. Heptahydrate. This is also known as Epsom. We have studied. Okay. Next. Which of the following types of medicines is used for treating indigestion? Of course, they are antacids because indigestion is caused due to over secretion of acids. Right? So in order to neutralize, we use antacids, that is opposite of acids, and side by side, let us try to revise the names of the antacids. Antacids were milk of magnesia and baking soda. These are the common names. What are the chemical names? Milk of magnesia is chemically magnesium hydroxide and baking soda is chemically sodium hydrogen carbonate. Right? So, for indigestion, no antibiotics or analgesics or antiseptics are used. Okay, these are the antacid which we use in order to cure indigestion. Next question. A solution reacts with caused eggshell to give a gas. Okay, let me correct it. That turns lime water milky. This should not be caused, this should be also crushed. So, not actually focusing on the typographical errors, let us try to understand the question. A solution reacts with crushed eggshell. First of all, we should know that eggshell is actually calcium carbonate. Now, it is giving a gas upon reaction that turns lime water milky. We know that carbon dioxide is the gas which turns lime water milky. Now, when exactly is carbon dioxide gas released? By reacting carbonates with acids. Now we need to find acid. NaCl, sodium chloride is a salt. LiCl, lithium chloride is a salt. HCl is hydrochloric acid. KCl is potassium chloride salt. So when calcium carbonate reacts with HCl, then in that case this Ca, double displacement reaction, will take place. This Ca will go with Cl. This will form calcium chloride plus carbon dioxide. Along with this, water will also be released. So it should be acid and it is HCl because rest of the options are salts. Clear? Next question. The taste of an acid is salty, sour, sweet, bitter. It is sour. Characteristic property of acids, they have a sour taste. Next. Which of the following is not a natural acid? In simple words, he is asking which of them is not an organic acid. In simple terms, he is asking which of them is a mineral acid. So citric acid found in citrus fruits in nature, acetic acid in vinegar, lactic acid in milk curd. What is left is sulfuric acid. This is a mineral acid. It is not a natural acid. It is not an organic acid. Okay. Next question is, now this question, one question you definitely will get out of pH. Let us see. If the pH of a solution is 10, then the given solution is acidic or neutral or basic or none of these. So let us try to remind ourselves the pH scale given by Sorensen. The pH values were 0 to 14. The middle value 7 was that of neutral pure water. Above 7 it is basic. Below 7 it becomes acidic. So at the moment the pH given to us is 10, which lies here. So it should be obviously basic solution. Any pH value more than 7 is a base. Any pH value less than 7 is an acid. And exactly 7 is neutral. Okay. Next, by dissolving metal oxide in water, we get acid or salt or base or none of these. Do not try to attempt these questions just in air. If you know the answer, perfectly fine. Otherwise, do not just make the guesswork. Just try to be a bit more rational and more logical. Try to relate it. Metal oxide, take an example of metal oxide. Metal is sodium oxide, so you can take sodium oxide. We are dissolving this metal oxide in water. Just try to write water. Now what will be the reaction? It will be NaOH that will be formed. NaOH is sodium hydroxide. Sodium hydroxide means hydroxides are the bases. So whenever a metal oxide is dissolved in water, we will always get a base. Clear? Fine. Next question. Which of the following is a strong base? Magnesium hydroxide, calcium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide or ammonium hydroxide? Out of these, potassium hydroxide is the most reactive one and the strongest base out of these. Sodium hydroxide and potassium hydroxide, these are the strong bases. Fine. Next question. Which of the following is a neutralization reaction? First of all, we need to know and remember the concept of neutralization reaction. The reaction between a base and an acid to form salt plus water. That is a neutralization reaction. So let us try to see which of these contains reacting base and acid. NaOH, sodium hydroxide as a base. HCl is hydrochloric acid. They form NaCl, which is a salt, along with water. Very nice. Fortunately, the very first that we attempted is our answer, but try to relate the other also. Other options are Na2O, sodium oxide plus water gives NaOH. This is what exactly is a combination reaction, not a neutralization reaction. SO3, sulfur trioxide plus water gives sulfuric acid. Once again combination reaction. Magnesium plus oxygen gives MgO. Once again combination reaction. So out of these, only the first one is our neutralization reaction. Fine. Next question is, which of the following salt is used as an antacid? We have studied two antacids. One is milk of magnesia, another is baking soda. Out of these, let us see what are the options given. Potassium nitrate, copper sulfate, sodium bicarbonate, potash alum. Here we get our answer, sodium bicarbonate. This is simply baking soda. This is our answer. This is used as an antacid. Now, next question. Match the column 1 with column 2. Acid, base, neutral salt, basic salt. NaOH, K2CO3, HCl, Na2SO4. So I think it's very simple. Acid is HCl and base is NaOH. So these two are sorted out. Now we are remained with two options. That is K2CO3 and Na2SO4. Out of these we need to find out which one is a neutral salt and which one is a basic salt so that we can match them. So let us see K2CO3. We know that if we are given the salt and we know the name of the salt, we can find out from which acid and base it has been formed. It is potassium carbonate. So potassium is the first word which comes from the base, potassium hydroxide, plus CO3. CO3 is H2CO3, hydrogen carbonate, which is a carbonic acid, right? So ultimately it is being formed by potassium hydroxide and carbonic acid. Now potassium hydroxide is a strong base, we have just seen above. Carbonic acid is a weak acid. So if strong base reacts with a weak acid, basic salt is formed. So K2CO3 is a basic salt. We are left with Na2SO4. It must be neutral salt, but let us try to confirm. This Na2SO4, sodium sulfate, is formed by the reaction of sodium hydroxide and sulfuric acid. NaOH is a strong base, H2SO4 is a strong acid, therefore the reaction between them will form a neutral salt. Okay, but now let us come to what exactly our answer should be. A related to 1? No. A related to 3? Yes, first option is correct. B related to 1? Second option is correct. Neutral salt is related to Na2SO4, fourth option is correct. Basic salt is K2CO3, second option is correct. So this is our correct answer. Fine. Next, the chemical compound used by doctors as plaster for supporting fractured bones so as to put them in right places. For fractured bones, we know that we use POP, that is plaster of Paris. And what is the formula for plaster of Paris? It is calcium sulfate hemihydrate. Let us see the options. Where we will get our option? It is the D option. Calcium sulfate hemi 1 by 2 water of crystallization molecules. He will confuse you with calcium sulfate dihydrate. We need to remember that this is not POP, this is gypsum. Again, MgSO4 7H2O, this is Epsom, and MgSO4 half H2O. You see what are the options he is giving? He is confusing you. Some people remember calcium sulfate, they will get confused with CaSO4 2H2O or CaSO4 half H2O. Some people remember that okay, there I remember that there was half mole molecule of water of crystallization. So now they will get confused between B and D option. And this is what examiner is making you to do, to get you confused. But you need to be determined and stuck to your actual knowledge and your answer. Okay, coming to the next question. What happens when a solution of an acid is mixed with a solution of a base in a test tube? Now we are reacting an acid with a base, that is we are doing neutralization reaction. Let us see the options given to us. The temperature of the solution decreases. When exactly will be the temperature of solution decrease? when it will be an endothermic reaction, which it is not. Neutralization reaction is an exothermic reaction, not an endothermic reaction. So the first option is incorrect. Temperature of the solution increases, yes, because it is an exothermic reaction. Temperature of the solution remains the same, no, because we just said that it increases. Fourth option is salt formation take place. Yes, because whenever neutralization reaction occurs, whenever an acid reacts with a base, it always forms salt and water. So now our second and fourth statement is correct. Let us see the options. First and fourth, no. First and third, no. Second only, no. Second and fourth, yes. This is our correct option for this particular question. Got it? Let's come to the next question. When hydrogen chloride gas is prepared on a humid day, the gas is usually passed through the guard tube containing calcium chloride. Now, what exactly is the role of calcium chloride taken in the guard tube? Why do we take calcium chloride? Calcium chloride is taken because it absorbs the moisture from the gas, right? So that is the role of calcium chloride. It doesn't absorb the evolved gas, it doesn't moisten the gas, it doesn't absorb the chloride ions. Just remember that the calcium chloride is a non-deliquescent substance. It absorbs moisture from this particular gas. Okay. Next, which one of the following salts does not contain water of crystallization? Blue vitriol, baking soda, washing soda, gypsum. What is blue vitriol? You need to know it is copper sulfate pentahydrate. So pentahydrate, water of crystallization are present. So it is hydrated salt. Baking soda is NaHCO3, no water of crystallization. So this is our correct answer. But let us check the other options. Washing soda. Washing soda is sodium carbonate decahydrate, 10 water molecule of crystallization. Gypsum. Gypsum is calcium sulfate dihydrate. So again, two molecules of water of crystallization are present. So out of these, only baking soda is the one which is an anhydrous salt, which does not contain any water of crystallization. Got it? Next question. In terms of acidic strength, which one of the following is in the correct increasing order? Number one, we have to relate acidic strength. Number two, we have to relate increasing order. Increasing order means initially we will take lesser acidic strength, then some more, then it increases, right? Now, if we take the first option, water, it is neutral. Acetic acid, it is a weak acid. And hydrochloric acid, this is the correct option. The very first option is correct. Hydrochloric acid is the strongest among these. It is stronger, greater sign is there than acetic acid, and acetic acid is more acidic than water. Perfectly fine. But when we talk about the second option, hydrochloric acid is less acidic than acetic acid. No, water can't be acidic, right? It is neutral. And this is also wrong. Water can't be stronger acid than hydrochloric acid. So the correct option to this question is option number A, water, then acetic acid, then hydrochloric acid. Clear to all? Next question. What is formed when zinc reacts with sodium hydroxide? Now this was a very important reaction. I told you people that this is quite important, that NaOH, sodium hydroxide, is reacting with zinc. Bases reacting with metal. These are some of the bases which react with only a few metal, and it forms Na2ZnO2 along with liberation of hydrogen gas. And this Na2ZnO2 is called sodium zincate. So the first option, zinc hydroxide, is obviously incorrect. Next is sodium zincate and hydrogen gas. Correct option. Sodium zinc oxide and hydrogen. Zincate and zinc oxide. He is confusing you. No. Sodium zincate is correct, but it is not water. Now this is very important to relate, that only the main product should not be related, or all the other products of the reaction should also be taken care of. Clear? So in the B option and D option, both of them are showing sodium zincate. The difference lies in whether it is the hydrogen which is released with sodium zincate or water. So you need to remember it is hydrogen gas which is liberated. Got it? Next question. Tomato is a natural source of which acid? It is oxalic acid. You can run tomato, O. Tomato ends with O, oxalic starts with O. Tomato oxalic acid. Right? This is how you can remember it. Okay. Next is brine. Now what is brine? Brine is a cold and concentrated solution of common salt, sodium chloride in water. Right? So it is an aqueous solution, no doubt. Aqueous solution is there, but of sodium hydroxide, no. Sodium carbonate, no. Sodium chloride, yes. Sodium bicarbonate, no. So C is the correct option, that brine is a cold and concentrated solution, aqueous solution of sodium chloride. This is called brine. And where exactly have we learned brine? While we were preparing washing soda and baking soda. Over there we made use of this brine. Fine? Brine and fine. It's rhyming. Next question. Na2CO3.10H2O is washing soda. Right? We know the answer, but while we are practicing, please look at the other option also and try to revise your other concepts side by side also. Next option is baking soda. Just remind yourself what is the formula for baking soda, NaHCO3. What is the chemical name of baking soda? Sodium hydrogen carbonate. Bleaching powder. What is the formula for bleaching powder? CaOCl2. What is the chemical name of bleaching powder? Calcium oxychloride. Tartaric acid. No formula done, right? This is normally an organic acid. Fine. Next. At what temperature is gypsum heated to form plaster of Paris? Now the temperature is 100 degree, or in Kelvin it should be 373 Kelvin, right? Very important point here. We studied that if it is heated above 100 degree, then in that case POP will not be formed, because both the water of crystallization molecule will evaporate and we will get anhydrous calcium sulfate, which is also called as burnt plaster, because it does not have the property like POP to just solidify into gypsum when reacting with water. So it should be 100 degree. Clear? Next question. How many water molecules does hydrated calcium sulfate contain? Calcium sulfate, that is calcium sulfate hydrated, dihydrate, calcium sulfate hemihydrate. This is what we have studied in case of gypsum and POP, right? When it comes to 5, it is copper sulfate pentahydrate. 10 was sodium carbonate decahydrate. 7 was either ferrous sulfate heptahydrate or it was the magnesium sulfate heptahydrate. And 2 is our answer, calcium sulfate dihydrate. It is calcium, not copper. Had it been copper, 5 would have been our correct answer. Had it been ferrous, 7 would have been correct answer. Magnesium, 7 would have been the correct answer. Okay, let us come to the next question. Sodium carbonate is a basic salt because it is a salt of. Now it is basic. Whenever a salt is formed, we know a salt is formed reacting an acid and base. If both of them are strong, neutral salt is formed. If both of them are weak, neutral salt is formed. If acid is strong, base is weak, acidic salt is formed. And now because we are being given a basic salt, that means the base is strong, acid is weak. Strong acid? No. Weak acid and weak base? No. Strong acid and weak base? No. Acid can't be strong. Weak acid and strong base? Yes. This is our option. To get a basic salt, we will react a weak acid and a strong base. Got it? Fine. So these are a few questions. After discussing these questions, let me pause here for a breather. The first question I would like to ask is, how many people side by side while giving their answers feel happy that sir, our this chapter is almost through and thorough now, except one or two. Every other question I knew already. Every answer I gave was correct except one or two or three questions. That is acceptable, not an issue. So, if there is anyone among you who says that, sir, I'm feeling good, I'm feeling happy, I'm feeling confident, and I'm excited taking up the next question because I already know all the answers. Very good. Those lying in between, you need to work hard, and those who were not actually prepared for this or who actually are giving wrong answers, most of them are wrong, you directly need to set to work. Fine. Every time, make sure, I'll be repeating it every class, that whenever we are taking up any new chapter, we'll first of all do all the concepts. It will take one or two lectures for doing anything because you can't complete one chapter in 10 minutes, 15 minutes, right? So it will take one or two classes. After those one or two classes, the first and the most important thing you need to do is learn the chapter properly and thoroughly, because after completing up a chapter, obviously we'll be taking up the questions. Whatever we are studying, whatever we are learning, the whole purpose is that out of these chapters, questions will come in our exams, and importantly, we need to score marks. That is what we are working for. And that is why we need to be highly focused on this class, which involves taking up the question answers out of the chapters. And if you are prepared with the chapter, this class will be a kind of test, a kind of revision for you, rather than just sitting and listening to what you are saying. Okay sir, we have heard all, now we will go back home and we will learn it. No, it is not the right way. For the past so many classes, every time I take up the question answers, I give the same instructions, just in a hope that if you have already followed the instructions, you are doing accordingly, Very good, you are on the right path. But in case you are not doing it till now, start doing it. It's never too late to start. Fine. Maybe 2, 3, 4, 5 chapters already been done, but so many chapters are still remaining. So if you are in a habit of reading and learning side by side on a daily basis, never ever you will be facing any kind of burden. Never ever you will be having any kind of problem in your time management. Never ever you will get less marks. Getting my point? So try doing it. There are certain further questions also related to this, but I want you people to first of all go through these and try to digest all the answers. And if you have noted down something different or something special that you found in these questions, just go through all the concepts. And in the next lecture, I'll take up further questions related to the same chapter only. Till then, start working, start learning, and come back with that confidence that I want and need in you people. Okay? So meet you in the next class with the remaining questions. Till then, take care of yourself. Have a great time and thank you so much for being with me.